Good morning. Good morning, and welcome. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Woo, day 633. Good morning, Adam Epps. Welcome.
Good morning, Robin. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing fine. Thank you. Wonderfully well. How are you doing?
Every day is a good day. I hope everyone is doing well in the Will community as well.
It's great. Thank you for joining me and joining us. Good morning, everybody. Welcome.
Great morning, everyone. This is Andrea Fisher from New York.
Good morning, Andrea Fisher from New York, and welcome. It's a pleasure to be in this space with you. Good morning, everyone.
Thank you.
Welcome. Looking forward to being a part of this event with you all. Welcome. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. While we are waiting for folks to join us, we're going to be doing some writing, some reflection. Good morning, Marilyn Perez, and blessings to you as well. Welcome. Good morning, Jacqueline Davis, and welcome.
Good morning.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke. Stay woke. Stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke. Stay woke. Stay woke, it's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, we're learning, discerning. We're striving. Together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together.
Wake up. Good morning, and welcome all. So glad you could be in this space today. We are going to be doing some reading, some writing, some reflecting. So if you don't have something nearby at hand, grab some paper, grab a pen. You can do it on your computer, whatever works for you. This focus of this session is we won't go back, right? Poetry, power, and justice. And we're going to focus on some social justice issues that we are seeing, things that are going on in the news these days. And this is really to give us a chance to address whatever's coming up in our heart about what's happening in the news, what's happening with reproductive justice, what's happening with voting rights, what's happening with Black lives in general. And we will give us a chance to share with one another, to connect, and to process all that's going on in our world and in our lives. So welcome to you all. Welcome. And before we get started, I want to just have a moment to talk about some rules of the road, how we'll operate in this space. And I know because I've been here before, and thank you all for your warm welcome, for having me back. We always start with a reflection on how we will hold this space for one another. And I like to use the acronym CARES, which is something coined by Kay Adams, who's a poetry facilitator, who's like me, uses words to promote healing. And CARES, the acronym CARES, stands for, I think we have a slide for that. Confidentiality is the C, right? We will hold in confidence what's shared in this space. We will share our own experiences and don't share anyone else's without their permission. Acceptance, we will accept ourselves and each other, right? Respect, we will respect each other's right to think, right, and share without judgment, right? E is experience-centered feedback. We will speak from our own experience, share our own authentic lived experience. S is for support. We will see and hold each other. We will hold this space for anybody who's having a hard time, and we will bear witness, because sometimes it is just as important to be a witness as it is to be a participant. So if everybody agrees to these rules of the road, say yeah, drop a yes in the chat. You can unmute and say, I agree, whatever it is, to just let me and everybody know that you are on the same page. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Jacqueline. Thank you, Z. Anybody else? Everybody else agree to the rules of the road. CARES. Thank you, Andrea. All right. So let's get started. Abimola, is that right? Abimbola. If I didn't pronounce that right, please correct me.
Abimbola.
Abimbola. Thank you. Thank you for agreeing to the rules of the road, right? So we're going to get started, and I'm going to encourage you to think about what's going on. Thank you, Marilyn Perez. What's going on with you? What's up with you today? And we're going to use a writing exercise called 6-word memoirs. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of this. It is to give us a snapshot, right? A short story of what's happening with you, right? In 6 words. And there's a website that is called 6-word memoirs. And it is collection of lots and lots and lots of 6-word memoirs. And if you want to take a minute or anytime later to just review and spend some time on that site, there are some funny ones, some profound ones, some heart-rendering 6-word memoirs. And today I invite you to write a 6-word memoir that reflects what's up with you today. What's your biggest source of frustration, anger, angst, agitation, all in 6 words. It can be a challenge or it can be fun. It depends on how you respond, right, to that question, that invitation. So we're going to take maybe a minute, right? It's let's see, 38.57. I say let's give us a minute and feel free to write. You can write 1, you can write 5, 6 words that reflect frustration, angst, agitation today. Go. And we can come to an end of that mini write, right? A speed write, 6 words. Is there? Oh, thank you, Jacqueline. I was just going to ask if anybody had anything they wanted to share And Kinyofu, would you read, or should I read what's coming up in the chat?
I'll read it.
Okay,
So
thank you.
Sure. Jacqueline says relationships interrupted, family disruption, reflecting moments.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Zakia says frustrated with myself, giving to source.
Zakia, thank
Marilyn.
you.
Marilyn says passion that's misunderstood and not appreciated.
Thank you, Marilyn. So we've got some folks, and for anybody who just joined us, we're writing 6-word memoirs, 6 words that reflect sources of agitation, frustration today, a snapshot, all in 6 words, right? And I invite, if you just joined us, I invite you to take a minute and to write that, because we're kind of tapping into what's coming up for us today, and sharing that. And we will continue to write and focus on social justice issues, which kind of reflects some of the things that were shared in the chat so far, right? Relationships interrupted, family disruption, reflecting moments, right? Passion that's misunderstood and not appreciated. So a 6-word memoir is a chance to really help you focus on whatever's coming up. It could be joyful too. And so it's something, if you check out the website, 6-word memoirs, it's something to explore, to consider. Maybe you want to do a 6-word memoir to start your day. It could be a gratitude 6-word memoir, whatever works for you. But today we're really tapping into what's making us edgy, right? And so we will continue in that vein. As we all know, the Supreme Court ruled recently to nullify Roe versus Wade, right? To remove the right and access, the federal right and access to an abortion. And we hear stories about folks who are struggling to find reproductive healthcare services and wellness services. And it's really, for many of us, we can see it's really just the beginning. And so I wanted to share a video that talked about reproductive justice. And thank you for sharing your 6-word memoirs, Kinyofu, Caroline, and Catherine. We're going to take a moment and watch a video that talks about reproductive justice.
Reproductive justice. A lot of people talk about it, but many don't know what it really means. Here's the basic idea. Coined by 12 Black women in June of 1994, the term is the combination of 2 phrases, reproductive rights and social justice. The new phrase reflected the lives and experiences of Black women in the United States who had been denied a full range of services and protections. Black women have multiple identities, like age, ability, sexual orientation, immigration status, religion, and nationality, just to name a few. Consider the fact that Black women experience some of the highest rates of poverty and only make 63 cents for every dollar a white man makes. Nearly 20% of Black women have no health insurance and die 4 times as often as white women from pregnancy-related causes, regardless of income or educational status. The issue at play here is intersectionality, a term coined by legal scholar Kimberly Crenshaw, which refers to how multiple systems of oppression work together. Reproductive justice is how we take on all the systems that harm us. Reproductive justice is the human right that can only be achieved when all women and girls have the complete economic, social, and political power and resources to make healthy decisions about our bodies, our families, and our communities in all areas of our lives. Reproductive justice centers the leadership and lived experiences of the most vulnerable, including but not limited to Black women, women of color, LGBTQ people, and youth. So there you have it. Reproductive justice has given thousands of women a framework to change policy, improve services, collaborate with other social justice movements towards our collective liberation. For more information, contact In Our Own Voice at www.blackrj.org. Thanks for watching, and welcome to the movement.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And Z, yes, this is on YouTube, and we're going to share a document that has all the links to everything that I'm sharing today. So it'll be a resource document that will include this. But, can Yofu, or if you would like to drop that in the chat, in the meantime, feel free to do that. Thank you. So what came up for anybody? Were there any facts that stood out to you as you watched, as you listened? Anything surprising about this concept of reproductive justice? Anything anybody want to share? Thank you, Charmaine.
I was very appreciative. The video was well done, and simply explained. Yeah, so my only thing is that I would like for there to be more conversation around birth, in conversation of reproductive justice.
Right, maternal wellness, right? How do we make this passage safer for all of us, right? How do we focus on supporting women of color in particular through the process of childbirth, motherhood? Anybody else? Thank you, Kenyofu. Anybody else want to share anything that stood out to you from the video?
Good morning. A great day, rather. I think about how blessed I am I'm in my car, so I don't want to start the video, but I think about how blessed I am to be part of the group of women of color that was able to have insurance when I had my children. And even now, as I have health issues. However, 20%, that's such an insane number to me. And I now have an 18-year-old daughter and a 14-year-old daughter. And my 18-year-old has moved. She's now in Cali, away from me. I'm in New York. I'm in Connecticut, but she's far away. And I'm thinking, my God, like, she's technically supposed to be covered by me up until 26. However, with all of these things happening, the laws are so different and everything's changing. I'm concerned, and she's pretty good. I'm grateful that she's very careful. However, you never know what can happen. And my 14-year-old says to me yesterday, did you hear about the 11-year-old girl that was raped by a family member and denied an abortion? And so I guess I'm just thinking, as I'm sitting in my car in the parking lot, and you're speaking of this, I'm like, wow, the impact is hitting me really, really heavy. And thank you for the correction that she was 10 years of age. I didn't even hear the story. I heard it by way of my youngest. So thank you for this conversation this morning. And it makes me wonder what I can do to help.
Thank you, sis. Thank you. And we will be talking about what we can do and sharing what we can do, what comes up for all of us. So that's a part of our process here. And thank you for sharing that. It is, only coming to light for some of us, right? For others, excuse me, let me grab some water. For others of us, some of us are living and experiencing this already, who are trying to get services. We're having concerns about how we take care of our health, our reproductive health. And as we often see, whatever plays out on the broader stage tends to affect us disproportionately. It tends to be exacerbated by all kinds of reasons that and challenges that affect us as a community. So we will continue to bear witness to some of the challenges we're facing. And we'll also talk about in this community some things we can do, right? So I want to move into some music to kind of set the stage and to get us to start thinking and exploring what we can do. And as you listen to this, you feel free to drop in the chat anything that comes up for you from this particular video, right? What words or phrases speak to you?
Will you rise up when your comfort is in jeopardy? Will you resist justifying the complexities? Is simplicity convenient in your quest to pacify? When you look in the mirror, can you see your own disguise? Can we sing a song for you? Will music move your heart and mind? Will our song arrest you? American silence is a crime. We see the music move you as you lay your burden down. We feel the music grip you as your heart is soaked in sound. And when the song is over, if you decide to clap aloud, will your applause mean anything with stitches on your mouth? Can we sing a song for you? Will music move your heart and mind? Will our song arrest you? American silence is a crime. We sing for the freedom, we fight for all it's worth. We sing for humanity so we can all walk the earth. We sing with honor to live to sing another song. We sing through the pain and we keep on marching on. Can we sing a song for you? Or will music move your heart and mind? Will our song arrest you? American silence, American silence, American silence is a crime.
Thank you. And Chris Pierce is an American songwriter. He's based in California. Folksy, right? But powerful message. Anything else anybody want to share? Thank you. Thank you, Caroline, for sharing. Will your applause mean anything with stitches on your mouth? Such a powerful image, right? That metaphor. Anybody else? Anybody else want to share? Anything that resonated with you? Any words or phrases? Or how did you feel about the video? The images?
There was an emotional impact, and one of the first ones was the song is a ballad, and it was a story almost. So it's like it pulls you in to it, and then the second striking emotional experience was the images of the Black, brown faces behind a white screen, and then there's multiples of them, and there's a message that each of them want to share.
Thank you, Kenyofu. Yes, each person brought a message, and to see this collection of Black men for the most part, singing about being silent in this country is a crime. And just the ramifications of, I mean, for many of us, we might think you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. So you may as well speak up, right? Afua, America's silence is a crime. Powerful, powerful. From Teresa Plaskett on Facebook, I've heard that reproductive justice and intersectionality, but didn't know the origin. Black folks giving voice and defining and shifting our experience. We really are the solution. Very true. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Hi, Robin. This is Charmaine. I'd like to just interject a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
What's coming up for me is, even in our current state, what story am I telling? In this current situation that I'm in, what am I telling? And I've had conversations. I like to converse. I'll converse with strangers in an Uber anywhere, just to get see where their mind is. And a lot of people they're not really paying attention to the climate as to what's really going on in this country. So have we been so numb to being silenced that being silenced forcefully or being silenced, they're not even forcing us to be silenced, they're silencing us in front of their daggone faces. Are we so numb? I'm so numb to it that we don't even, we just participate in the silence and don't say anything, or we talk behind closed doors and that's it. But what's our story? What's our story? What story are we going to be telling our daughters? I have a granddaughter that's going to be born September 6th. What story am I going to tell her? Yeah, and I'm complete.
Thank you, Charmaine. That's a powerful question, right? What story are we going to tell? What stories are we telling ourselves? What stories are we going to tell our children, our grandchildren? And this idea that we're numb. And some can say that, right? You look at how we are collectively super engaged with social media, with things that many people might say don't really even matter. Who did what on what TV show, when we have so much going on around us. And for some of us, we're still struggling. We're still having a hard time, the repercussions from moving through this time and this space with COVID and the impact on all of us, the losses that so many of us have experienced. So it can start to pile up. The shootings that are happening around the country, it's like almost like you can't go anywhere. You can't go to the grocery store. You can't go to church. You can't go to a parade. So someone said people are in survival mode. Jacqueline, they're rendered mute about everything else. And the use of fear has paralyzed us. And for many people that can feel true, right? Sorry, tickle in my throat. However, we all know, because we are here today, that we can do something. And collectively, we can come up with things to do. We can share what we can do. We can explore options that we have. We don't have to sit in silence. And that's essentially what Chris Pierce and his band of brothers were singing about, right? And especially in this country, when you have the right to speak up, you have the right to say this isn't right, and to organize to do something about it. And we'll get to that, right? But I want to take a moment to share a poem.
Do that, Robin. Before you do that, there's 2 comments in the chat I could read.
Okay.
And one is from Zakia. She says, many of us have become numb as a survival technique. Sadly, it is dangerous because it sends a message that it's okay.
Z, yes. Powerful, powerful statement, right? There's that analogy of the frog in the pot of water, right? And if you put a frog in a hot pot, the frog's going to jump out. But if you put a frog in a pot of cold water, put it on the stove and turn the eye on, the frog will get used to the heat, right? And will eventually boil with the water. And so it can be akin to us being in this pot where the heat is getting turned up, and we need to do something, right?
Well, what an image. I heard that before, but in this conversation, it has a whole different connotation.
Yes. And you said that there was another comment?
Yes, Helen Taylor says, this is mind-blowing. We can't not ignore this. Charmaine says, now is the time for us to rise up, to wake up. We have the tools to make a difference for self and others. And Catherine Sweetness says, our goal is to thrive through the chaos by any means necessary. After we dance to the music, we can rise up and be proactive. Afriye says, this is an excellent analogy.
Thank you. Thank you all for sharing. Thank you for your comments. And yes, we're moving to what we can do, right? Before that, I want to share another poem. This is a video of the writer who is reading her poem. And when you hear it, when you see it, jot down anything that comes to you, any phrases or lines that resonate with you. Drop them in the chat. Feel free to do that, right? And we'll come back and visit what resonates with you.
An open letter to the protesters outside the Planned Parenthood near my job, who stuck a cross in my face and told me, abortions are the largest genocide of Black people. God won't forgive you for having one. I don't know how I became the finger to pull the trigger of your mouth. That's a lie. I know exactly what turns my lunch break into a firing range and why this clay pigeon of a body attracted your aim. But tell me more how you care about this largest genocide of Black people when I never seen you at a Black Lives Matter protest. Tell me that you mourned Ayanna and Tamir and Jordan just as hard as you celebrated the shooting of a clinic in Colorado. Do you know how many years I've walked by your markers, your mantras, your megaphones, your picket signs and prayers that you cocked like pistols, and I've had to clench half a millennium of horror between my teeth. You don't know my God. You and mine ain't on speaking terms. My God understands the choices Black women have needed to make in the face of genocide. My God understands how slave women pluck pearls from between their legs rather than see them strung up by the neck. My God does not condemn us women who, when faced with having to take claim of our bodies, do so with our chins unchained to the ground. Do you know how many years bodies like mine have been the choice for someone like you to make? Do you know how many years women like me have been equally afraid of both hangings and hangers? Yet we're still here every day carrying ourselves.
Just give that a moment to let that sink in, right? Elizabeth Acevedo is a powerful spoken word slam poet. Yeah, Jacqueline, yeah. Anybody heard this poem or seen this performed before? Anything anybody want to share before we take a moment and do some writing and reflecting on what we heard and what we saw?
Yeah, the participants are moved by the poem. They are based on the comments, one-word comments. There's quite a few of them. Ooh, wow, powerful, deep. And Jacqueline brings out the phrase hangers and hangings. My God, she says. I wrote that down too. And Charmaine gave us a warning that this may trigger us, so please breathe and drink some water.
Yeah. This message may touch you in ways you did not expect, right?
Helen Taylor says, I'm grateful what you so strongly agree with can be powerfully and passionately expressed. Thank you to the woman poet.
Thank you, Helen. Thank you for sharing that. So I would like to take some time. Afua.
Yeah, she says, I saw Afua Afriye says, the passion for not wanting Black people to get abortions, however, there's no problem killing our children. Yeah, that part.
That about sums it up, Afua. Very true. Thank you for that.
So for Facebook, Valerie Lyons says, afraid of hanging and hangers. That stood out for her as well.
Thank you, Valerie. That phrase, right, resonates. It just kind of cuts to the core. Afraid of hangers and hangings. We have a lived experience that juxtaposes some of these efforts to control our bodies in a different way, right? And we can do something about it. So to that end, I would like to invite you to do some writing. Okay, we have a few prompts that I will share with you that stem from the poem, right? So we are going to take a minute and share the slides, and then we're going to take a few minutes to give you some time to write. This is the poem, and we'll come back to this and put this up once we share the prompts, so you'll have the full poem in front of you. So I invite you to write to one of these three prompts that we will share, right? And if you choose to not write to any, that's okay. You can write whatever comes up for you. But please do take a moment to spend some time to write connected to this poem and what it brings up for you. So the first prompt, and I invite someone, if anybody in the group is interested in reading the prompts, I would invite anyone to unmute to read prompt 1. Thank you, Jim. Is there anybody who would like to read the first prompt? If not, I'll go ahead. Go ahead.
The poet speaks directly to the protesters outside a Planned Parenthood facility near her job. What would you add to her response to them? How would you amplify what she has to say?
Thank you. Thank you, sis. That is the first prompt, right? So you can write to that one. And prompt number 2, is there anyone who would like to read the second prompt?
Can you raise your hand to speak?
This is Afriye. I'll read.
Okay.
The poem views reproductive rights through a social justice lens. Name an area in your life that might be helpful to view through a social justice lens. How does that lens change what you see?
Thank you. Thank you for that.
And I don't see the participants, but I did see Zakia's hand raised, and I'm assuming that's because she wants to read.
Yes, correct.
Please read prompt 3.
What phrase or line speaks to you the most and why?
Thank you. Thank you for correcting that, that grammar. What phrase or line, just choose a phrase, choose a line, what really resonates with you, and write about that and why it resonates with you. So that is prompt 3. If we could drop the 3 prompts in the chat for everybody. And also we can bring the poem back so you have it in front of you. You have the 3 prompts in the chat. Choose one. You don't have to write to all 3. And in fact, you don't have to write to anything, but I invite you to do that, to really engage with the words that Elizabeth Acevedo shared with us. And we are going to take, say 5 minutes. And what I like to do when we're writing is to just be silent, right? When I lead poetry groups, poetry therapy groups, I invite participants, virtual groups, I invite participants to turn off their screen and to just have privacy, to mute and just take the time to write and reflect on what's coming up for you, right? So I'm going to come back at 7:48 and we'll give you a minute warning. So about 4 minutes, I'll let you know there's a minute to go, right? I will see you soon. If you are just joining us, we are writing to the poem that is shared on the screen. There are 3 prompts that we invite you to write to connect to the poem, to the words that are expressed. We have about a minute left to finish your thoughts, to finish your writing, whatever comes up for you in response to this poem. So as you wrap up, I invite you to review what you wrote, right? And if we can put that slide up, to consider what feelings come up for you as you reflect on your writing, to notice what you feel in your body as you reflect on your words as a response to the poem. Consider any changes you might want to see or make as a result of your writing. And we'll take another couple of minutes and write about that. Write about what comes up for you as you read your own words. And we'll come back at 7:50. And Kinyofu, can we have the reflection slide? Thank you. Oh, that's one, the reflection. Great, thank you. Okay, so we will wrap up our reflections. And I see a couple of comments in the chat. And I invite anyone, if you would like to share anything, what you've written, if you'd like to share something from your reflection, from reflecting on your words. If you still need a few minutes time, please say that, drop that in the chat to give you a couple more minutes. That's okay too.
Oh, I could read in the meantime what's in the chat if you like.
Okay, yep, please do.
All right, so I'm going back. I'm going back some maybe too far back, but it's all related to the poem.
Mm-hmm.
Carolyn Austin says, cutting pearls from between our legs so that we don't see them hanging from trees. Charmaine says the poet speaks directly to protesters outside of Planned Parenthood. Okay, that was the question. And Jacqueline says, right to life is oxymoron, like jumbo shrimp. How can you claim to value the life that is born to be taken? Gem and Faith says, got here late. What I saw was compelling and deeply profound. All right, I'm scrolling down to other comments, and Carolyn to Jacqueline says, the visual that this presents is so disturbing to me. I think of our precious pearls, that we are not the cast before swine. Sometimes it is better to relieve them of the harshness of this world rather than to cast them into it only to be taken out, drastic and untimely. Catherine Sweetness says, there is an implication, the God of the oppressor is not the God of the oppressed. Nakia, says, my God understands, my God understands, my God understands. Your tyranny cannot prevent my God, my source, the source. We are here. Continue to do first. Not erase us. My God has us. Jacqueline says, I just feel a strong desire to educate our children on their history. Being caught in the movement like deer in headlights is not acceptable. Children killing other children and advancing the agenda of those who would see us annihilated, and annihilated. A reflection of the gun violence among our own. Catherine Sweetness says, who stuck a cross in my face, a cross as the appearance of righteousness while I close my eyes to see better. I see the pain, regrets, the shame, fear, and confusion of slavery. Helen says, in the name of goodness, are you protesters raising the same alarm when a Black or brown child's life is taken without an ounce of care? And I added, I didn't put it in the chat yet, but I said, babies birthed by Black bodies and ripped from breast only to be replaced by babies of another hue who will grow up to plunder and possess.
Thank you. Thank you all for sharing. And Y.R. Lamb, I believe that's my sister friend from the DMV area. Welcome.
Okay, and so Y.R. Lamb is, she put in the chat now, just the beginning. We carry ourselves every day as we deal with the slings and arrows of daily life, from the playgrounds to places of power, and won't play fairly with us. We carry ourselves, our children, our sisters, our world. Pausing also that is 7:55.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that, Kenyofu. And thank you, Y.R. Lamb, for sharing that. Thank you all for sharing your words, your reflections. We're going to just say thank you. I know some folks have to bow out at 8 o'clock. So I want to thank you for joining us. And I certainly hope to see you again. I hope you got something out of this. For those who are staying, we will continue. So please continue to share your reflections to the poem, whatever you wrote, whatever came up for you, whatever you feel comfortable sharing, feel free to share your reflections to your own writing. We invite you to do that and to just be in community, talking about what's happening today and our reaction to it. And we want to share from Teresa Plaskett. I can read it, Kenyofu, or you can.
I don't.
From it's Charmaine. I'll go ahead and read it. From Teresa Plaskett from Facebook. From hangings to hangers, powerful line. At what point stage does society value Black lives? The school to prison pipeline, drugs, gun violence, apathy, joblessness, etc., are destroying our communities. Are our lives not important after birth? What is the real end game? What comes up in my body? Rage. Thank you for sharing that. It's powerful words, powerful message. I can see this has resonated with many of us here.
I see. So I don't know if you read Jem's message.
Nope.
I don't hear any. Okay. I don't hear any talk about birth control.
Yep. True.
And Catherine Sweetness says, let's teach the young mothers to celebrate their menstrual cycle. And we have a hand up.
Okay. And Kenyofo, I want to read yours. Babies birthed by Black bodies and ripped from breasts only to be replaced by babies of another hue who will grow up to plunder and possess. Thank you. And I think you shared that. You spoke that. But
I
thank
did.
you for dropping it in the chat, so we have a record of it on the chat as well. Somebody raised their hand.
Yes, hi. Peace and blessing, Miss Robin. Peace and blessing, family. But what came up for me is that I'm not ready to die. Stop trying to control my body. And the thing that I've been doing and been working on, which I haven't completed, is that how Black women's bodies, like about my cause is Black maternal health, because I just feel like Black women don't really have a say about their body. And, it's like, what I would like, my reflection is that let's create as much as we can. So when we leave here, that we leave such a legacy that, like we will make a stand in the world. So, like I know that all this bullshit is going on with us, but let's just create whatever that you're supposed to create, and don't stop until you finish, until you're gone. And I'm complete.
Thank you. Thank you, Mama Tisa, right? Did I get that right? Multi-millionaire Mama Tisa. Thank you for sharing that. And Z, responding to the comment from Jim on Facebook about I don't hear any talk about birth control. Actually, they have indicated that they want to eradicate birth control too. Yeah.
Robin, if I may add, I got something stuck in my throat. I learned something new last night in watching the news as to the impact that Roe v. Wade has, not just on, and I'm not making it sound less important, because it's very important, but not just on our reproductive health, but some women use these medications that are termed to terminate pregnancy. Some women actually are using it for autoimmune diseases, as Crohn's disease, and they can't get the medication to treat their illness. So it's very deep. So now, are you telling me that a man could walk into the pharmacy who has Crohn's disease and he can get this medication because he doesn't have the container to carry a baby, and I, who need it to survive, has a container to carry the baby, but you're so focused on that container that ain't got nothing in it that you're not even focused on the host. Has to be right and aligned in order to bring forth a healthy life. So it's really deep. And another piece that I saw is that as quiet as it's kept, and we got to pay attention to the little stuff that they drop and just leave. They're actually tackling same-sex marriages as we speak.
Well, that was that was suggested that
it was suggested. Now the Supreme Court is actually looking at it. They're looking at same-sex marriages.
The implications are deep and broad. Right? It's far-reaching, and we are just beginning to see the impact of this decision and how it will play out and affect many of us, if not us personally, those we love, those who, our daughters, their daughters, and their partners, male, female, whoever, this will impact all of us in some way. Yeah. Anything else? Thank you for sharing that, Charmaine.
I think Charmaine for sharing that, because as I'm driving, my thoughts are, what really is this? Someone said it too. What is this about? What is this about? Why is this coming up now? Why are they doing this now? It's not, I'm like, it's not just abortion. It goes so deep, and there's so much that I don't know. I had no idea about the autoimmune issues needing, and women that may need this medication for those issues, yet may not be able to get it because we're women. But then a man could go and get the same thing. And and they've made medical records so that everything is digital. Everything is digital. So there's no, hey, hun, can you go get this medicine for me? Because I need it, but I can't get it. But you're the man, you can get it. Because everything is digital. So they can look and see that that's not the same person. You don't have this issue, so you don't need this medicine. And I wonder, what are the other things that we're not seeing, that we're not able to talk about? You know, because these bills are written thousands of pages deep. So there are things that we'll never see until someone wants to, whoever this is creating this agenda, is crafting this, until they get to it and they're ready to pinpoint it, pull it out to use it for their own purposes. This is insane. I'm driving and I'm just thinking, my mind is going a million miles a minute. So I thank you for even bringing that up, because I know that there's stuff that I'm missing, stuff that we're not seeing. What is this really about?
Powerful question, right? What is this about? What's unseen, right? What's beneath the surface? What's coming? And also, what can we do about it? What can we do? Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And Catherine added in the chat, too much information flowing at one time that is misleading. Hold the media accountable. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I have to.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Robin.
No, go ahead, Kenyofu.
Yeah, what keeps coming up for me is the energy of what got me into reproductive health years ago, right after my children were born, and that was the whole magic of what my body can do and how nature supports me. And so through the years, I have dropped the commercialism and dropped my dependence on medical technology. And so I've been on the fringe of, you know, where many people are not. And I think that's where we all need to start looking at, what is it like living life on the fringe, so we're not dependent on somebody else to give us something that we need, and to acknowledge that what we need is actually all around us in nature.
Thank you for that, Kenyofu. That is a powerful thought. And how do we bring the fringe to the forefront, right? So that is common practice. Thank you for that.
Sure. Some things in the chat. I see Catherine's hand is up, so I'm going to skip her comment for now. And Charmaine, so Chairman Facebook says, recently heard of a man who was refused to give blood because he refused to answer the question of whether or not he was pregnant. Okay.
Yeah, I don't even know what to, where do you even begin to make sense of some of these things that are happening? And we will continue to see more fallout, more ramifications. Was there something else?
Yes. Well, Catherine's hand. Catherine, you can speak now.
Yes. Grand Rising, peace and blessings, sending hugs and love your way, Robin. So good to see you.
Thank you, sis.
So good to see you again. Ashe to what Kenyofu just shared. You know, there are a few of us on the line who are at the stage in life where we've seen a lot of things, we've done a lot of things, been through and survived a lot of things. I'm so grateful that God has allowed me to be in the midst of you all to learn that the power actually is inside of me. Imagine, if you will, that my body brings forth life. However, I've been conditioned to reach my hand outside of myself for solution for everything. Medication in a bottle. My husband would be alive if he didn't believe that. He was a person who believed what the doctor said, do, go and take. No, the power is within us. So I wrote in the chat that, we are society. We are the society. So it's apparent that others, whoever the others are, might need to take a page from our book. However, are we showing who we are? Are we presenting ourselves? Is it obvious that we are people of love and of power and of grace? Because the oppressor has clearly let us know that they care very little about life, about people who don't necessarily look like them or behave like them. And also I shared some of, there's a phrase that says the God of my understanding, right? So then the misleading and having us go down a tunnel where we think we need saving from something other than ourselves, and I'm not apologetic about what I'm saying right now. And so I'm just saying, take a look at the God in whom we trust, that's on the money, is not always the God of our understanding, not the God of my understanding that is of love, not the love that hurts, not the love that tears down, but the love that heals and comforts and guides and leads. So, yeah, you guys open up some stuff this morning that's been resonating with me for a couple of days. I woke up with the words courage and love this morning, and I am imploring us to do the hard stuff. And what came to me, beloved Robin, is that I have an uncle whose son lives with him, but are we sitting down having those conversations with the son and the grandchildren to say what should happen after I'm gone? Do we have that wherewithal to make things obvious of who we are as a people? And I'm asking Sweetness to stay woke and have those hard conversations and make those suggestions to people, whether it's family or outside of the family. And it's work to be done, and we can't continue to be distracted with wearing shoes that hurt our feet. Because when your feet hurt, your mind is twisted. And then we're eating food that make us very confused. And then people are asking us to think clearly and behave in a particular way when there's so many distractions that we have falling into that we almost can't be woke. I am imploring this morning to not just woo. I'm imploring right here in this bedroom to my soul, my mind, and I'm asking for those who don't yet have courage to pray for it.
Thank you, Catherine. You're talking about focusing, laser focusing. Thank you, and by way of courage and love, much appreciated. Thank you for sharing that. And we have a couple of more comments in the chat, and then we can move on to our final. We have one final piece of music and some action steps I would like to invite you to take.
Okay, so here's Zakia's comment. She says, I've heard that there is a conversation about making miscarriages illegal And Roe versus Wade overturn also makes DNCs illegal, so women who have had a miscarriage can die too. Helen Taylor says, we as women are being faced with how powerful we are and how determined some men do not want to receive and embrace this notion in the world.
Yes, thank you. And we are, to Z's comment, we are hearing news stories about doctors who are torn. They are consulting legal before they treat women who've had miscarriages. Women are being sent home to let the process happen, quote unquote, naturally, as opposed to having a procedure that can help them eliminate the fetus that is no longer viable, right? So there's just so much going on. This goes deep and it goes broad, and we will continue to see the fallout on this, but I want to encourage us all to think about what we can do. We kind of talked about that earlier. We talked about feeling numb, but we have power. And a couple of people talked about how the power is inside of us. I believe, Catherine, you're one who shared that. And so let's think about, as we listen to this song that we will close out with, and think about what you can do. Drop in the chat something that comes up for you, what the song brings up, and at least one action that you plan to take to support Black lives, to support reproductive justice, to support LGBTQ freedom, voting rights, whatever it is. Think about one action you can take and drop that in the chat as you listen.
So, Robin, I just want to bring attention to Jacqueline's hand that's up. Do you want to?
Sure. Before we end, yes.
Yes, before you bring something positive to the space, because what I have to say is not that positive. And it's scary what you just said, because I had a miscarriage, my last child, and I almost bled to death. If I did not go in and get an emergency DNC, I would not be here today. So that is really scary. And I'm complete.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And that's some of what we're hearing about as a result of this ruling, that, you know, there are some medical personnel who are not performing this procedure that can help save lives. This is the impact of the reversal of this decision, right? And there are things we can do. To your point, thank you for sharing again. To your point, yeah, it's ending on a positive note and ending on what we can do as a result of hearing this, so we are not feeling numb, that we in community collectively are thinking about and sharing what we can do.
This next song that we're going to do with the choir is called Ella's Song. It's named for Ella Baker. Ella Baker was a staunch fighter, a staunch advocate for young people and their involvement in the civil rights movement, one who would sit for hours and listen as young people discussed and debated strategies for how they would move next in whatever direction they decided they wanted to go. These are Ella Baker's words. They were set to music by Bernice Johnson-Regan, Ella's Song.
Now these are some very strong words we're saying here, so it means we need everyone to sing with us. The chorus. I'm going to teach you the chorus.
I'm sorry, I don't know what's happening with my internet all of a sudden. I'm gonna start this over again from this point. Maybe it'll make a difference.
Okay.
I want you to sing it back to me. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. Now, we who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. That's good, but it's weak. There's a lot of things going on in the world right now. There's a lot of freedoms being threatened. Think about it. Here we go. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. Good. Now Carol and I will sing the verses, and when it's your turn, come in nice and strong. Ready? Whenever you are. Until the killing of black men, black mother sons is as important as the killing of a white man, a white mother son. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. No, no, we who believe in freedom cannot rest. You know, that which touches me most is that I had the chance to work with people, passing on to others that which was passed on to me. To me, young people come first. They have the courage of where we fell. And if I can but shed some light as they carry us through the gale, we who believe, come on, we cannot rest. Say it like you know it now. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. Hey, struggling myself don't mean a whole lot. I've come to realize that teaching others to stand and fight it is the only way I struggle to survive. I'm a woman experiencing a voice, and I must be heard. At times I can be quiet. Just let it go. I'm bound to no man's word. Come on now, we who believe, yes, we who believe in freedom cannot rest. No, 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 we who believe in freedom cannot rest. One more time now, we who believe, yes, we who believe in freedom cannot rest. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe. We who believe in freedom. We who believe in
Okay, my apologies for that.
That's quite all right. And I think we got the gist of it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And as I invited you to do, to drop in the chat what you can do, what we can do to take action. We don't have to be numb. We can move forward. There are things we can do. Anything, anybody want to share? in the chat. I think I saw vote. We can do our part in the revolution. Thank you, Sean.
Right. And Shawnee's right there on the front lines. So let me read what I see here. Oh, actually, nothing in reference to the song or call to action, but Jacqueline does say, thank you, Robin. This session woke me up with a start. I've become resigned. That is not acceptable. A chord was struck and it will not be undone.
Thank you for sharing that, Jacqueline. Anybody else who has a chord struck, who wants to share what they want to do? What can we do collectively to take action?
Charmaine says, no, that's the question. Okay, Helen Taylor says, this is bringing up tears for me. However, I'm also feeling that.
Somebody needs to be muted.
All right, thank you.
Okay, sorry. This is bringing up tears for me. However, I'm also feeling the appreciation of words and songs I'm sorry. This is bringing up tears for me. However, I'm also feeling the appreciation of words and songs of expression to our worth. And Zakia says, I will continue to use my voice. I will support righteous causes.
Thank you for that.
Sweetness hand is up.
Yes, peace and blessings. That's my jam. That song dropped in my spirit. I mean, literally in my spirit about 6 or 7 years ago. And then about 5 years ago, I was at a Kellogg's conference in South Carolina, and I encouraged them to end it with that song. It is so inspiring, to say the very least. I'm going to grow my vocabulary, but just for today, I'm going to say inspiring. And so what I've been doing is making eye contact with the young people. You know, when I move about and I see the young people, making eye contact and acknowledging them. You know, for a while it was women, acknowledging women, because I was learning how to be around women and have healthy relationships with women. So now it's the youth, because I'm thinking that they feel invisible a little bit when they're moving about. And so sometimes at home, the conversation is all about, did you do this, or reminding them about something. Maybe it's not always the loving voice that they're looking for. And so what I've been doing is acknowledging the youth and, you know, saying, hey, how you making out? How's it going? Have a blessed day. Have a wonderful day, and things to that nature. So that's what's come across my spirit, is to recognize the youth that some of us have been conditioned to be afraid of. And then again, recognizing it's not by coincidence that the majority of the people who's doing this mass shooting are young people. With that, I am complete.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Looking people in the eye, listening. What you're talking about is really listening deeply to what's coming up for people, letting them know you see them and you hear them. Thank you for that. And I see we shared the resources. Thank you. And Adam Epps, what culture is everyone willing to create for ourselves? Thank you for that. There is no community without culture. Yeah.
Jacqueline put it in the chat. I will share my stories in spaces where women can be empowered. Many of us may not understand the impact the overturning that legislation really means for us. And Jem from Facebook says, seasoned women can take the younger generation under their wings and share life scripts, strategies about how to navigate life in a harmonious way. Z says, love, listen, understand, validate.
Love. I love that. Thank you. Thank you, Z. Thank you all for participating, for sharing your hearts, sharing what's on your mind, sharing what's in your soul. Thank you for coming together in community to talk about what's going on in the world, how we feel about it, to just get some of this stuff out, right? So we're not holding it in and causing dis-ease, right? And thank you for sharing, for being in community. I appreciate you all. And I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you.
Beautiful. At this time, we would like to bring in Coach Shawnee, if she can come in at this time and share part of what that action looks like. You know, we have a big piece that we can actually play in, and so we bring Coach Shawnee up to share.
Thank you, family. Robin, there are no words, not sufficient words to just say how I feel about you and what you are providing in the form of healing. Just your use of words and the transformative and transmuting power that they hold and they wield. Just thank you so much for being you. I always forget how we connected and how long it's been, but it doesn't matter because it feels like lifetimes.
Yes.
So I just want to say to the community, this is right on time. This is Liberation Week. And I wasn't conscious of this. I don't even think when I declared that this week would be Liberation Week, we knew when the Aftershock documentary would be launched. And so for those who do not know, my family experienced a major loss in 2019 of my daughter. The reason why we have Wake Up Everybody community is because of the energy and the nudges and the knocks and the loud speaking of my daughter during the top of COVID in March 2020 to actually create a healing space for community so that we had a place to land every morning as we moved through the quarantine. So my family was invited to do a documentary and I was an absolute yes, even though my family was like, I don't know about this. We're still healing. It's so fresh. But I know when spirit is moving. So I said yes. And I'm often a yes when the ancestors speak. And so we said yes to the film. We were filming during COVID and it was hard. It was hard. But here we are on the other side of it. And the film has been launched. It started off with Sundance and several other film festivals. And then it has manifested into an agreement, a co-creation with Hulu and Disney, Onyx. And it launched today, July 19th. This happens to be the birthday for my grandfather, my paternal grandfather, John Morgan. 19 is a significant number because my daughter was born on December 19th. So she always shows herself through that number. Not my choice, but Disney chose, and it's all divine choosing. Yeah, and just every round goes higher and higher, everyone. This is the 20th anniversary of my company, Spirit of a Woman, the 20th cycle of my program, Be the Tree Rites of Passage. So the power, I think, of two, and what we talked about as far as the collective movement, there are no words to describe that either. So let's keep moving and gaining momentum. So I'm going to show the trailer and encourage you. It launched today on Hulu, and it's also, if you're in Manhattan or the 5 boroughs, you can see it at the AMC Empire movie theater. There are showings today and then tomorrow, and I think they'll add others, but we'll see. But on Hulu, if you don't have an account, you can create a free trial and just watch. And if you don't want to continue with Hulu, you can drop it. But don't not do it because you don't have Hulu or you have a mindset about these live streaming platforms. Do it because the revolution will be televised, tweeted, Facebooked. It will be all of that. So let's make sure that we're in the know and we're part of this awesome exchange. So I'm going to show it really quickly. It's 2 minutes, so please stick with us. And Robin, thank you for your graciousness because you're doing your presentation and here I am jumping in.
Thank you for having me. I so appreciate it. And what divine order that this is focused on reproductive justice. And that's really what this documentary is all about. So thank you.
Yes, it's all coming together despite us sometimes. So here we go. Ooh.
My daughter's story is loud, colorful, and artful. She was awake, aware, and active. and yet she still died.
After she gave birth, Shamani was complaining that she had really sharp chest pains.
The ambulance came. I'm telling them the symptoms.
Is she on drugs?
Next set of people come in. Is she on drugs?
They kept asking her mother, is she on any drugs?
Like, do y'all talk?
We waited a solid 12 hours.
She's gone.
Black women are 4 times more likely to die than their white counterparts with the same symptoms. Why is that?
This is a growing epidemic in our community.
Hundreds and thousands of men are going through this same situation.
Oh, you couldn't tell me that I wouldn't be there.
I've never lived in this house without her.
You just gotta keep pushing forward. I can't let Amber be another statistic.
I had a plan, I had it mapped out.
If these numbers were flipped around and white women were dying at the rate that black women are dying, it would be a national crisis.
We fight against maternal morbidity event by event in order to create change.
We can turn our pain into power and make something of this.
Shamani Gibson, we hear you, we see you.
I planned on spending a lifetime with Amber. I wanted to give her my life. This way, I'm still going to.
Sometimes
The revolution will be tweeted, Instagram, Facebook.
This fight is not over.
When black mothers die, there's a ripple effect. We call it aftershocks.
All right, family. Getting emotional. I've seen it 1,000 times, but it's something about showing it to the folks that I love and have relationship with that deeply moves me. Thank you to all of you. I couldn't have done any of this without the covering of the community. While all of the filming was happening, Woo was present in my life and gave me a deeper meaning and a focus so that I could continue to heal and land in the bosom of this collective. So I appreciate you. No matter when you came into the Woo space, you were ordained to be here, So thank you, Robin, once again. It's out on Hulu. Please watch. And tonight, my son-in-law, Omari, and I will be doing a live share on Zoom, as well as on Facebook. We'll stream into Facebook so that we can talk about your feelings, your experiences, your reaction to this critical film, not because we're in it, but because we're in it, all of us. All right, so love you so much and look forward to seeing you tonight if you're able to come through. Peace and blessings, everyone.
Shawnee, a big hug to you. I wish I could just like wrap you up right now.
Thank
you. It's such a powerful film and experience. And thank you for sharing yourself, your family. That took a lot. Can't even express, can't even imagine what that took from you. So thank you for that. I will be watching.
Yay.
Yes. So Miss Kenyofu, Miss Charmaine, you tell me I don't know how to follow that. You tell me.
And so with that, we just, I'll pass it over to Coach Kenyofu, who's going to bring up our special offer, and you can speak on that, and then we'll close out.
Okay, thank you. So the offer today, for those who are still here, is the first 2 participants who email me at robin@robinstone.com, which is my email, will receive discounted registration for our next group for single women. It's called SWELL, which stands for Single Women Embracing Life and Love. And it's an 8-week group that focuses on improving interpersonal relationships, whether that's with a partner or partner you want to have, your family, your coworkers. We focus on navigating relationships. So please feel free to email me and we will give you half off the registration for the 8-week program. The first 2 people who email robin@robinstone.com. Thank you. And I should say we also had, not this current group, but the last cohort, 2 participants from the Woo community. So I was so delighted to be able to extend that offer and to have members of this community join us. And we had to explain to other members when the sister said, "And I am complete," the other members of the group were kind of like, huh, what? So it was great to be able to share the process and what happens here in this community with others, and to get them to understand, to be able to say and signal to everybody, I'm done now. I'm done with the floor. You can have it. So to contact me, my phone number, 646-791-3307. We're a psychotherapy practice. We support individuals through using story. Individuals, groups, we work with couples. We have a practice. You can find me at robinstone.com. My practice is called Muse and Grace. You can find that at musegrace.com. You can find me on Twitter, Robin D. Stone. My health coaching practice is called Health Jones. That is at Health Jones. And email robin@robinstone.com, the website robinstone.com, as well as musegrace.com, musegrace.com. Thank you. Love offerings. If you would like to contribute anything, if you enjoyed this morning's session and have it in your heart to give something, you can give to sowleadershipdevelopment@gmail.com, SOW leadership development. That's Zelle Quick Pay. You can also give via Cash App to $Spirit of a Woman. And the code is #633 RDS. And I love it that this is the 633rd session. I remember when I was 428 and 200 and something. So I'm just glad to be back in community with you all.
Okay, so there are other ways to donate, same cause, different links and different versions. So you can choose to pay, donate once a month, the same amount once a month. $25, $50, $75, and $100 are the choices. And the links for those will be dropped in the chat, and you set it and forget it and know that all is well.
And next up, right? Yes. Valencia Noel will be leading the session tomorrow. The importance of ensuring your income, part 2. That's tomorrow, Wednesday, July 22nd. And on Thursday, Wednesday, July 20th, tomorrow. Thursday, July 21st, Liberation Week, Free Yourself from Fibroids. And that's Dr. Danette Bean will be leading that session.
Thank you. And thank you to all the new members that are in the space, whether you're in Zoom or in Facebook. I appreciate you and we appreciate you. Let us know that you are there. And don't hide, right? So type in the comment section and the chat, I'm new. I want to see the I'm news if you are in fact new. If this is your first time switching over, you were on Facebook and now you're in Zoom, you're new in Zoom. If you were on Zoom and now you're in Facebook, you're new on Facebook. So feel that and get welcomed and come back. We're here 5 days a week, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, 7 to 8:30. And Monday and Wednesday, 7 to 7:30. Here is Zoom and Facebook. And if you want to receive a text message waking you up in the morning to say, where are you? You can type in Blue Nation in the comment section and send that to 74121. And then press enter, and you'll be in our automated text message. We have swag. So you go to bit.ly/Woo Swag, go there and get your thermos, your mug, your laptop sleeve, your bag, your journal, your mask, your t-shirt, your sweatshirt. Choose the colors and the sizes that you need. Choose for friends and family and represent Woo. into the world. And register weekly. When you do that, you receive an email message that tells you who's coming up, what they're speaking about. And you also might be privy to some special offers that will occur if a facilitator decides to share that. bit.ly/wake up movement is how you do that. And we have 2 Facebook pages, one private, one public. bit.ly/Woo community will get you into the private page. That's our group. That's where we are streaming live today and always. We have a public page, which is a fan page, bit.ly/Woo Nation. Woo Nation is uppercase. Go there, click like. And we are on Instagram at Wake Up Everybody Virtual. We're on YouTube, bit.ly/Woo on YouTube. And we are, our email is info.wakeupseries@gmail.com. At this point, I am going to ask everybody to unmute themselves and give Robin a love shower. Wonderful reading for this presentation that was very moving.
Thank you, thank you, thank you,
Thank you, Robin, for the
thank you,
presentation.
Robin. Thank you, Robin. Come back more often. Miss you.
Thank you,
Robin. Thank you for this release, Robin. Thank you.
And let's
Thank you.
make sure everyone watch the documentary tonight on Hulu. Let's show our support to Shawnee.
Thank you very
Absolutely.
much.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you
all.
all.
Thank you, thank you.
And let's move forward, everybody. I love
I
y'all.
love my Woo family.
Sharing. Thank you for educating.
Love you.